You're looking live here at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, race number 8 of the Bolt Grand National Series. We're at the .63 mile racetrack here in the middle of North Carolina as qualifying right now underway here. Only one lap here for qualifying. It's Connor Morris on pole position for now. 19.199. You see, Wajin was fastest in practice, so we'll see if he can improve that lap time. So right now, Connor Moore's still fast on the racetrack as Kenny Kuko crossed the line. He goes to 19.963. He goes on top of the board at 48 machine. Jacob Wilson right now in this 51. He's going to his first lap here. See if he can go on pole position, crossing the line this time by. It's 19.319. That puts him up into that 6th place slot, about a 10th and a half off of Kenny Kuko. But Pacey Wygant, like I mentioned, fastest in practice, to go for his first and only lap here for qualifying. Had a 3-win streak ends last week at Legacy Phoenix by Jimmy Minch, who right now is in 3rd place, getting his first win last week in the Bolt Grand National Series. We have Wygant King on pole position. It's going through 3 and 4 right now. Off for turn 4. Gotta get a 19.1. He does get a 19.1, but it's 7 thousandths slower than Kenny Kuko. Kuko's still on top of the board. We got Casey Ellis right now completing his lap right here. Crossing the line, his prediction not looking too good. 19.5 it looks like. That's what it will be. I think that puts him in 9th place, last of the drivers who have set lap time so far. Greg Pillard now on the racetrack here. I believe we have about a minute or so left in qualifying. We're not using the whole 2 hours here, but Pillard predicted lap time not accurate at the beginning, but at the end it starts to become a little bit more accurate. Slowing down through turn 3 and 4. Off of turn 4 he goes. Looks like a 19.5. It's a 19.608. That puts him in the 10th. The only driver that have not set a lap time is Bobby Blowers, and as soon as you say that, he's on the racetrack right now. He's currently 2nd in points behind PC Wygant. .5 points back from the 00 machine, but still in relative range here. Maybe take the points lead over the course of these next few races. We'll have to have a good one here tonight. Down the back straightaway he goes through turn 3 and 4. See if he can go inside the top 3 and maybe even on pole position crossing the line. 19.275. That puts him in 7th place. Not the best result there for Bobby Blowers, but he can surely make his way up through the field. That's going to be, everyone has set a lap in qualifying right now, so the Kenny Kuko on pole position here for tonight's race at North Wilkesboro. That's going to be qualifying wrapped up there. And this is Kenny Kuko's first start of the season, so in race 8 here, he'll be on pole position in his first ever one, at least for this season. As these drivers grid up, we'll take a quick little break and we'll be right back before the green flag. As everyone has grid up, and we're going to be pacing here for 2 laps. For North Wilkesboro, we'll take a quick look at our starting grid here for tonight's 100-lap race. 63 miles in total, as Kenny Kuko on pole position, Pacey Wygant, our current points leader, alongside him in second. Connor Morris in third, Jimmy Minch, last week's winner, in fourth. Rodney Ayers in fifth, John Matthews in sixth. Bobby Blowers, not the best qualifying result for him, but he's going to be starting in seventh. Jacob Wilson in eighth. It'll be Tristan Bayer in ninth, Casey Ellis in 10th. Greg Pillar will be 11th, Brendan Stout in 12th. George Lesma Jr. in 13th in last place. Here in qualifying, did not set a lap there. It'll be your 13 car field here tonight. Like I mentioned, 100 laps, 63 miles up in North Wilkesboro Speedway. Pace truck will take a hard left turn into pit road here. It will be green here shortly. Kuko will lead the field for the first time this season to green flag, and green flag is out. Kuko with a good restart, he's going to clear everyone into turn 1. Side by side for second as Connor Morris moves himself up in that second place spot. Now Rodney Ayers to the inside of Pacey Wygant. Still side by side now for fourth as Wygant does clear. Now it's Minch to the outside of Ayers. The top two really pulled away to a quick about 17th lead over Pacey Wygant. Only not even a lap and a half into it. There's a big jostling for position here, almost 3 wide. The mid pack is one car around. I think it's Brendan Stout out there in 13th. Sideways on the entry of turn 3. But we stay green for now as King Kuko just past the lap our race leader. Connor Morris not too far behind in second. Morris gets a bit loose off of turn 4. But mostly single file throughout the field. Some side by side here in their 8th place spot, Tristan Bayer and Jacob Wilson. The top two continue to set fastest lap times lap after lap. Oh, looks like Bayer clips the inside grass there. Got a bit loose on entry. Now the field is officially single filed out here on lap 5. The top two, like I said, have pulled away to a pretty big margin over the rest of the field. You don't want to burn up your tires too much here. You do get about, yeah, I would say it's a pretty somewhat tire wear heavy racetrack, but especially with these Gen 6 cars, you have a lot of horsepower with not a lot of downforce with that small spoiler in the rear. So you definitely could burn up those rear tires really quickly if you don't take care of them. Because now here comes Jimmy Minch, the inside of Pacey Wygant. Minch does clear for third as Wygant now down in the fourth as we're side by side here for 6th and 7th and 8th. Flowers up to 6th place, he's up 1 position. And John Matthews in 7th got clear. Tristan Bayer is Bayer in 8th, clear of Jacob Wilson and Casey Ellis behind. It seems like you can make some moves on the inside and the outside, as you saw Tristan Bayer take advantage of Matthews clipping that inside grass. Don't want to get onto that berm there as Connor Morris took the race lead away from Kenny Kuko. Did not see that live. Let's take a quick look at how that happens. Looks like he just got underneath him on the exit of turn 4 and just Kuko pretty much just let him by. Doesn't want to waste too much time and wear out his tires too much, as Connor Morris has now put up a pretty good gap between him and Kenny Kuko, about half a second between him and second. We continue to be pretty close in the mid-pack here. 10th place spot around John Matthews, Jacob Wilson, and Casey Ellis. We're already 10 laps into this one. It's going to be a pretty quick race overall compared to last week at Phoenix. Phoenix was about 100 laps also. Could be 125 laps, excuse me. So compared to Phoenix last week, this one's a pretty short race, pretty kind of like a sprint compared to Phoenix. But kind of what short track racing is all about, more of a sprint than a marathon at some point. Right now, it's still Connor Morse in the race lead here on lap 11, make that lap 12. Most fields settling in so far. Tire wear playing a factor, about 3/10 off of their fastest lap times. So kind of see a little bit of tire wear so far, but I think we'll definitely see a cliff around lap 20, lap 25. That's when we'll definitely see who has saved their tires the best. But riding here is still pretty close to Pacey Wagen right now. Go on board with the 17 machine. See how much, you just hear how much throttle control Cornelius running here really sends on entry turn 3. Might have overshot a little bit. This Pacey Wagen, a little bit of room to breathe now in that 4th place spot. But Wagen historically good at saving tires and fuel if needed. You see that last week at Phoenix, kind of fell a little short there. Late race caution also. Not play a factor in that one, but he had a chance to win it late at Phoenix last week. Just ended up a little short. That 3rd place spot. The Bobby Blowers, who finished 2nd last week at Phoenix in 6th, his pack behind is definitely catching up to Wagen and Ayers. So we'll see how much tire saving Wagen has done. I mean, usually he's always tire saving at the beginning of these races. He kind of falls back to 4th, 5th, 6th, from around there, and kind of just works his way back up there, especially on a short track. But you don't really want to lose too much time on a short track because it's definitely hard to pass here at a track like North Wilkesboro. You can kind of make the middle work, pinch the driver down to the bottom, move him up the make him get a little tight off the exit. The inside here tonight has worked pretty well for most drivers, as Wilson on the inside, Bayer there for around that 7th place spot. It's Pillar and Ellis side by side. Pillar up to 9th, maybe almost cleared Ellis off the exit of 4. He will be. He does move up to a 9th place spot. Ellis down to 10th. Once again, just a big gaggle of cars behind Pacey Wagen. Pretty much a train of about much 11. 211th, excuse me. So about 7 in total. From 4th to 11th. So it's a big line of cars, and you have the top 3 of Morris right there. Morris in first right now. Kuko in 2nd, about half a second back, and Minch about a second back from Kuko there in 2nd. Yeah, Pacey Wagen all the way back there, 3 seconds back from Jimmy Minch even. Morris coming off of turn 4 right there. It's top 3 in their own zip code for now. There's a whole pretty much pack of cars behind them. Already 22 laps into this one. The tire wear has not been as much of a fall off as we've seen. We can kind of look at their fast lap compared to the last lap. They've only fallen off about 3/10, at least for Pacey Wagen. And again, only about 3/10 last time, but compared to our leaders, about 6/10 they've been pushing a little bit earlier on. They have, right now, fast lap is Connor Morris, so 19.2, we'll see who runs this time at 19.9, so it looks like Kuko definitely saved his tires a lot better than Morris, as he's about 2/10 quicker than our race leader, about 3/10 quicker than Jimmy Minch, so Wajin and Ayers looking really good once these tires will start wearing out. Kind of what I said, around lap 25, you'll really see the difference in these tire wear. John Matthews, KCL is battling here. There's top 10 position. George Lesman Jr. in 12th place. Also looking to get in on this battle right here. And while we're 25 laps into this one, we'll see our top 3 biggest gainers so far. Got Connor Morris up 2 positions, Tristan Bayer up 2, and Greg Pillar up 2. So not a lot of passing, at least for position-wise. Only 2 spots for everyone as our biggest gainer. But still, I think we'll definitely see a lot more movement in these next 20 laps than we saw in the first 25, 26 laps there. Spacey Wajin definitely putting in some good lap times now and closing the gap a little bit on the top 3. Right having about Jimmy mentioned about 2.4 seconds ahead of Pacey Wajin. Hugo still in second and Morris still our race leader. And Connor Morris, I believe, has finished in 3rd in every single race this season. There's actually one driver down pit lane. Has a 45 there of Brendan Stout down pit lane. A little early pit stop. I'm expecting we'll have to see at least one green flag pit stop here tonight. Probably around halfway, we're going to split around 50-50 or so. There's Jacob Wilson on the inside of Tristan Bayer. White is on the outside of Rodney Ayers there. We're at top 5 position. And still side by side off of turn 4. Bowers is a bit loose there off the exit. But he's gonna still stay alongside Ayers in turn 1 and 2. Should claim off of turn 2, and yes he does. He moves up himself in the top 5 position. Ayers down to 6th place now. A little bit about here, Jacob Wilson, Tristan Bayer. Few car lengths in between these drivers. Kyle still in the race lead. Yuko gained a little bit of time that time actually. Down to 4/10 between him and our race leader. Yuko really picking up the pace here. Is about 2/10 quicker last time by. He's really closed the gap now. His 89 machine up ahead. About 36 laps into this one so far. Morris and Kuko have led the only laps here tonight. I think Morris has led the most so far, with around 25 or so. But Kuko not letting him get away too much, but Jimmy mentioned falling back to Pacey Wajin now. Wajin and Blowers did a great job of saving their tires, and now they're looking for a top 3 spot now. As I mentioned, falling back just a little bit too much, probably pushed a little too early. Expect him to make a pit stop here in these next probably 10 or so laps. Probably at least wants to get to halfway before he makes a stop. Side by side now, Tristan Bayer and Jacob Wilson. Bayer holds on to that 7th place spot for now. Wilson still on his back bumper. Now Luco looking for the race lead on Morris as he's right behind him. Less than a car length between these two. Last in the field so far, Luco and Morris. Morse a little defensive in the turn 3 and 4. Kuko trying to get good eggs off of turn 4. Not able to really do so. Those rear tires are really spinning off these exits. Minch now under attack from Wygent and Blowers, not too far behind. How aggressive will Jimmy Minch be defend his third place spot? And also, how hard is it going to be to pass with these older tires? I mean, you haven't seen a lot of passes recently. We saw Wilson and Bayer kind of side by side, but Bayer wasn't really able to get by Wilson. We'll see here. Kuko kind of struggling also with Morse up ahead. Not able to get around him easily, but we'll see how it is here for that third place spot. How nice will Jimmy Minch be to pace Wygent here on lap 43. Way up the racetrack goes Minch. I might have overshot the corner a little bit, but he gets a great exit off in turn 2 and stays in third for now. Might be a little bit more of a defensive strategy, kind of give Pacey Wygent the bottom, make him work for it a little bit harder than otherwise have to. It looks like Greg Pillar got around Tristan Bayer. As Bayer still side by side for Pillar. Pillar on the bottom, Bayer on the top. Off of turn 2. Still side by side. As I think Bayer may have gone to the outside wall there, barely. Minch still holding on for now. Blinks out for a second. We'll see if where he comes back. He may have a lost connection actually. As Pacey Wygent now up to third momentarily, as I think Jimmy Minch did lose connection. Very unfortunate for last week's winner. As he had to get back into this one as quick as possible for a caution. Get his laps back, but in the meantime, Greg Pillar and Tristan Bayer still side by side for 7th. And Pillar, one car around. I think that's Britton Stout around off for turn 4. That brake bring out the yellow, and it does. Caution here on lap 47. I think he just got a bit too loose off the exit of the corner. Maybe the entry, actually, I think he was sliding the whole way around. Yeah, just got a little too hot on entry. Just could not really keep it together. Around goes that 45 machine in the entry of pit lane. And right around halfway, so pretty much perfect timing as everyone come down pit lane for a fresh set of tires and a full tank of fuel. Should be able to make it all the way to the rest of this one without having a green flag pit stop. We'll see who can get off the pit lane first, as track position has seemed a little bit important here. Usually is on short tracks like this. Morris off pit lane first, as I believe Wygent actually got Kuko, and Wygent up to second. Even with Kuko having that first place pit stall, it did not help him as he falls down in third. Might be a better restart opportunity here, but they do have choose cones, so let's see what they choose, as I would assume that Wygent would choose maybe the outside. I mean, the outside seemed pretty good on the initial start. The inside also seemed pretty good from some of the front runners, but I mean, kind of a hard choice to make here. Because you can kind of pinch the guy down the bottom if you need be. We'll see how that plays out. Big choose come this time by. Morse goes to the bottom. So did Wygent shows the bottom. So Bobby Lawler's all the way from 4th. It goes up to 2nd on the outside of Connor Morse. Ryan Ayers in the 4th place pretty much, and Kuko in 3rd. So Wygant down in 5th place, lost about pretty much net 2 positions there on the choose cone, but we'll see if it plays out for him. As Jim Minch back in the session, basically 5 laps down. Unfortunate for him, connection issues there, but not going green this time, but next time most likely. Actually, Connor Morris, I did thought he goes a little too late, and that looks like what the penalty will be. So I believe he has to go to the end of the field for a late choose cone. So unfortunately for our 89 machine, he's been pretty much dominant once he took the race lead from Kimi Kuko. We'll see if he can make his way through the back of the field to the front here with about 48 laps to go. So we got plenty of time to do so, but definitely has work cut out for him. Kuko gonna lead us to the green this time as green flag goes out. Kuko with a great restart there. Blowers with a pretty good restart also on the outside. And he clears for 2nd on Pacey Wygant. Behind them, Rodney Ayers and Greg Pillars side by side for 4th. Blowers not quite clear yet. Wygant still has his left rear, or his right front on his Flowers left rear quarter panel there. It's final, I think. Wygant clears Blowers up the racetrack. They get a little bit of contact there. Wygant moves himself up to 2nd. This will be Kuko and Wygant, 1-2 on the racetrack and 1-2 in qualifying also. As a quick update on Connor Morris, he's still stuck in that 10th place spot, has not really gained any positions. He's only gained 1 up since the restart. 2.5 laps to go. And it looks like making his way through the field is going to be a lot harder than he probably thought or would have liked it to be. Because he's still in that 10th place spot, unable to get around Tristan Bader or Casey Ellis, who's side by side ahead of him. It shows how important track position here is at a track like North Wilkesboro. And most of the field single file out here on lap 56, coming to 57. Morrison on the outside trying to make his way around Casey Ellis and Tristan Bayer. Miller, looks like he got by Ayers, but he was he was attacking Bobby Blowers up ahead. Blowers, not the best restarts there. I thought he did clear Wygant there, but Wygant just kind of stuck his nose a little bit in there. Blowers was not able to get around Pacey Wygant, but he's still in that 3rd place spot, not too far behind the top 2 again. Kind of a deja vu situation, pulling away from the rest of the field early on. It's Connor Morris up to 7th now as he's making his way by John Matthews. Not quite clear yet. The 98 machines are 2x2 ahead of him. Got 3rd place spot is Greg Pillard. What a run for him. Then got 3rd place spot and he almost cleared Blowers in the turn 1. And he will be off of turn 2. Pillard up to 3rd. Blowers down to 4th and maybe down to 5th here shortly. As Ayers is now in his outside lane as Connor Morris clears for 7. 40 laps to go. As caution is out on the racetrack. 1 car around. Might be a Tristan Bayer's a little slow. There, it looks like it is. Him and George Lesman Jr. tangled together. Looks like Bayer may have just put the outside wall there. And Lesman Jr. also may have got a bit loose there, trying to avoid. Not really sure what happened to the 44 machine, but anyways, looks like Bayer just put the outside wall and Ellis kind of helped send him around off for turn 2. We're under the 2nd caution here tonight. As who will come down pit lane? Will anyone? Looks like Wygant will, and most of the field comes down with him as Pillar and Kuko staying out. Everyone else down pit lane for now. Looks like Wilson taking 2 tires only there. Connor Morris, he was the race leader on before the first caution comes out. He's still in that 7th place spot. Like I mentioned, Greg Pillar and Kenny Kuko staying out here on these older tires. We'll see how that plays out for them. She's going this time by. Looks like Kuko will take top, Kuko bottom, Pillar top. Wilson will be bottom also. Wygent up to top in 4th. It's come down to the last few laps. 35 laps to go. It's only about 10 minutes or so at the end of this one. Kuko got high pole position, staying out here for just about 15 laps old tires. Racetrack is off and Kuko led leads to the green for the 3rd time tonight. A great restart there, Pillar on the outside, also with older tires, Wilson with 2. So the top 3 have a little bit different strategy than the rest of the field. Everyone took 4 behind them. They're side by side for second now. It's Kuko going to try to pull away from this one. Here with 34 to go. Wilson clears for 2nd, and here comes Wygent now for 3rd on Greg Pillar. Ooh, almost 3 wide now as Wygent clears for 3rd. Here comes Blowers also to the inside for 4th. Ooh, Pillar in the outside wall with those old tires allows Blowers to go up to 4th, as Ayers and Connor Morris behind him, 6th place. Going to make his way back up to the front. Looks like he will clear Pillar for 5th, so Morris up to 5th now. And he sets his sights now in the top 3 positions up ahead. So has plenty of time to do so, and he has 30 laps as Kuko and Wilson a little different strategy than the rest of the field. Kuko with no tires on the last caution, Wilson with 2 right side tires, and Wygent with 4 fresh tires also behind him in 3rd. Kuko trying to defend as much as he can with 38 laps to go. Don't know if he can hold off the rest of these cars behind him. 4 cars ready to pounce. Here comes Wilson now to the inside. He's still alongside them. Off the exit of turn 2. Looks like he might clear off a 4, and yes, he will. Wilson now takes the race lead with 28 laps to go. As Pacey Wygent now with 4 fresh tires to the inside of Kenny Kuko. They're still side by side for a second. As I think that was Wygent. It was Kuko that hit the outside wall off of turn 2. Wygent on the inside lane. He clears now for 2nd. Wilson trying to put a little bit of a buffer between him and Pacey Wygent, and Connor Morris also back up to the mix. He's up to 3rd place now. Ooh, almost some contact between him and Kenny Kuko. As he clears for 3rd, and Blower is going to clear for 4th, but caution comes out as Tristan Bayer slow again, I believe, on the turn 3 entry there. Looks like same exact thing happened to him pretty much, as a hard hit to the inside wall. He has already used his fast repair here tonight, so he's going to be done with that heavy damage. Very hard hit into the inside wall. Let's see if that happened. Looks like Pillar may have shut the door on him off the exit of turn 2. Yeah, looks like he did. He kind of just shut the door. Bayer wasn't really exactly there to the outside, but hard hit to the inside wall there. Down pit lane, most of the field goes. Wilson, Wygant, and Morse staying out. It's Kuko definitely on pit lane with those older tires. Everyone else follows suit. So top 3 stay out with about 12 lap old tires. Flowers off pit lane first with the drivers who pitted. It's going to be Kuko, Ayers, Ellis, Pillar, Matthews, and Lesma. Junior there in 10. Everyone else 1 lap down. And Drew Mitch now getting his laps back also. At least one of them. That time by. But Choose Kill next time by with 23 to go. As Choose Kill this time by, Wilson most likely to choose the bottom here. He does so there. So 3 drivers staying out. It's going to be Wilson, Wygant, Morse. Flowers on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They're about 12 lap newer tires compared to the top 3. We'll see how that plays out for him. He's going to restart on the outside in 4th. Everyone else also has 4 new tires with 22 to go. Wilson going to lead to the green. Does not get the best restart as Wygant's still alongside him in 2nd. As they're side by side with the lead going down turn 1 and 2. Wilson does clear off the exit of turn 2. And his goal right now is just got to put in those lap times there and try to pull away from the rest of the field behind. They battle for 2nd for now, still side by side. There's a pulse there. Kenny Kuko's still there in 5th. He's not out of it yet. Mostly single. He's trying to single file out, but they're just not able to. So still side by side, kind of a mix of the old tires and new tires. As Morris still trying to get around Pacey Wygant for 2nd place position. Wygant and Morris still side by side, right in front of those drivers out of those newer tires, and it's allowing Wilson to pull away. Wilson, remember, took 2 on the last pit stop, is almost 4 wide off the exit of turn 4. So still side by side for 2nd, and Wilson is pulling away now to about half-second lead over the rest of the field for now, as they're still battling super hard. So Kuko got really loose off of turn 2. He falls back. Flowers is now clear. He goes a little too wide in turn 3 and 4. Ooh, contact. Kuko around goes Wygant. Kuko got on his left rear, and Pacey Wygant goes around. Not what Wygant wanted to see there, as Morris finally cleared for 2nd. Wygant may have been able to catch up to Wilson there and working Morris there together. Wygant definitely got a pit here for those newer tires. With 18 laps to go, it's going to be tough for 00 to make up those positions. Looks like it kind of just came together a little bit. Kuko probably didn't expect Wygant to be coming down the racetrack a little bit. We'll see a better view from this one. Looks like Kuko came up a little bit more than Wygant came down, if at all. But Wygant doesn't have any significant damage there. Yeah, Kuko just came up the racetrack a little bit too much, as that sends Pacey Wygant around right in front of the field. Luckily, no one got into his side there. Wilson's still staying on those older tires. Same with the Morris. They have to pretty much commit to this one, as they do pit. They're going to be pretty much sent to the rear of the field with Pacey Wygant. So Wygant in 10th place now, but I believe Choose can happen next time by. It's Casey Ellis also decided to come out pit lane in 8th. Let's choose cone this time, but I expect Wilson to choose the bottom, and yes he does. Morris top, Kuko bottom, Flowers top, so pretty much the same order they would be in on a regular racetrack with no choose cone. And Wygen could slot himself into the lead. That'll be 8th place on the outside lane, so he has the freshest tires on the field. Him and John Matthews came down pit lane. Matthews right in front of him in 6th. So 98 and the 00 have the freshest tires on the field. We'll see how this plays out. Mixture of tire strategies with 14 laps to go here in North Wilkesboro. Ace truck takes her left turn to pit lane. Wilson leads us to the green. And with a good restart there, he clears for the race lead into turn 1. Ooh, contact there. Morris up the racetrack with him and Kuko. Maybe a little bit of neck coat also played a factor in that one. Almost 3 wide in the back there as I believe Wygen got into John Matthews there. For that 6th place spot as side by side for second still as Wilson pulling away. About 4/10 gap over Connor Morris as Morris clears for second now. Flowers side by side with Kenny Kuko. Flowers does clear Kuko, falling back a little bit as here comes Wygen all the way up to 4th already. He's a man on a mission right now. 3rd and 8th up to 4th. Not quite yet, but Kuko still side by side with Wygen. Made contact earlier on the last caution. But Wygen does clear for 4th now. It's the top 3. A single foul out, and most of the field have done the same. Flowers trying to get around these guys with the older tires. Trying to get his outside of Connor Morrison. He does so, but you're going to be 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Morris gets loose off the exit also. The Flowers is going to be side by side for second. Here comes the Wygen now into the picture. Coming to 10 laps to go. Flowers almost clear of Morris there, and he is. Now he's almost going to try to get the outside of Wilson. He does so in 3 and 4, but here comes Wygen almost in that 3 wide middle. And Kuko not too far behind on the inside of Wygen there. Flowers kind of just boxed in between him and Wilson. And Wilson and Wygen kind of just boxed into the position, but he finally gets to the outside of Wilson. Wilson gets loose off of turn 2 as they're side by side now for the race lead. Here with coming to 8 laps to go. As Morris are very loose on the inside. Kuko trying to get by also for 5th. As Wilson going to concede first to Flowers as here comes Wygen now to the outside. There's a little bit fresher tires than Bobby Flowers up ahead. There's going to be these 2 drivers going at it. 1-2 in the points and also 1-2 on the track. Just flip-flop between those 2. Flowers looking for his first one of the season. Wygen looking for his 4th. Flowers got a bit loose in turn 3 on the entry there. Overdriving just a little bit. Now Wygen now on the inside. He has about 8 lap pressure tires compared to that 34 machine in front. They're still alongside. They're side by side also for 3rd on back. As Ryan Ayer is making his way through the field. He's up to 4th place now. As Wilson trying to hang on to the top 3 spot. And the 5 laps to go. Still side by side for the race lead. I think Flowers barely got that time at the line. The big pack of cars behind them. Can Flowers clear Wygen now for the race lead? Off the exit of these corners. He's got to hope for a good exit, not much wheel spin. As Wilson hanging on at 3rd for now. Kuko right behind him in 4th. I think Flowers will clear off the exit of turn 2, and yes he does. So Flowers now has clear for the race lead. 3.5 laps to go. He's got to hang on the outside lane. Just force Wygen to pass him on the inside. Wygen hasn't really been able to get alongside him too much. Just down the straightaway, Flowers pulls away way too much, and we'll see how this plays out in these next 2.5 laps. Will Wygen use his front bumper to go around Bobby Flowers? That time Wygen does not go to the inside. As you have slow cars in the back as caution is out. Rodney Ayers and Greg Puller around. That's not what Bobby Flowers or Pacey Wygen wanted to see out in front. They had 2 laps to go. They're home. They're pretty much clear from the field. They were going to finish 1-2 unless the contact between 2 of them, but pretty massive wreck in the mid-pack here. Just a big group of cars there. Looks like Casey. Oh, I think Casey Ellis hit the outside wall of the interior of the racetrack, actually. That's what caused that one. A bunch of drivers down pit lane anyway. Jacob Wilson, Kenny Kuko, Casey Ellis, and everyone else involved in that wreck there. So the top 4 is staying out. And Connor Morris, he has very old tires, 36 lap old tires now. And that could be a little sketchy on these restarts here. We're trying to get from second to third. Little wheel spin could cause a pretty big stack up depending on the lane he chooses to restart in. Juice cone this time by. And as expected, actually, Flowers shows in the top. Interesting strategy call. Did like the top side battling with Pacey Wyden, so that could be a strategy there. Just doesn't want Wyden to get his outside. I mean, I was doing pretty good on the outside. He passed Wilson with that. He passed Morris with that. Will it be the race winning strategy in his first win of the season here at North Wilkesboro? 2 laps to the side at pace strike off. Flowers with a pretty decent restart. Clears Wyden now. Wyden, I think, will be clear for second. No, Morris on the outside of him. Not gonna allow him to get single file. Is behind him Matthews and Wilson. Little contact there for that 4th place spot. Let's come to a white flag this time by. Will they make it? There's 3 wide in the back here. Riding Air is in the middle, but they do make it. White flag in the air. Bobby Blowers in the race lead by about 3/10 of a second. As right now in 3rd place, Connor Morris on those very old tires. Matthews a bit loose. Wyden gonna send it in 1, 3, and 4. Not gonna be enough. Blauer is off for turn 4. He's gonna get his first one of the season. He wins here at North Wilkesboro. What a win for Bobby Blowers. He didn't have the best qualifying. I believe he qualified 7th place, but he gets the win here. The 2nd short track of the season, and it's a good point stay for him. Makes up a little bit of points on Pacey Wyden. He's gonna burn down here on the front straightaway. Does it backwards. Celebration lap for Bobby Blowers. Got burnt down on the front straightaway now. He's gonna park it here in the kind of the makeshift victory lane. Take a quick break and we'll be right back before our top 3 interviews. We're back here at North Wilkesboro for race number 8 of the Bolt Grand National Series. We're going to speak to our race winner here, Bobby Blowers.
Harvard.
Hello, Bobby. You got a copy?
Yep, I do.
What a win for you. First one of the season here at North Wilkesboro. You held off Pacey Wygant at the end there. Talk us through that last screen right check and also making your way through the field where that caution came out also.
Yeah, up until like lap 60-ish or so, I was just entirely focused on saving. By that point, I was like, I think every yellow, I'm gonna take tires and see what happens because I know the tires were gonna make a difference. I forgot how much of a difference they made after me and Pacey got clear and he was on fresh tires there, just about 10 to go or so. And then I was like, okay, I'm not giving him the top because I knew if I gave him the top, he was going right around me. So I just gave him the bottom and just pinched him down whenever I had the chance and just tried holding it that way. I was not real happy to see that caution with 2 to go. And I'm just glad I got enough of a jump to get out in front and bring that one home.
Yeah, your outside seemed pretty good here tonight for you. You got the race lead on the outside lane also, so made some pass on the outside and the fin on the outside. How hard was it to pass in general overall in tonight's race?
Well, anytime you go to a short track, it's tough to pass, but I feel like I found something there, especially at the top of 1 and 2. It just felt like if I just buried it in there, and I don't know if it was marbles or what, but it just turned a little bit better through center and just got off the corner pretty good too. And I was just using that to my advantage every time I trying to make a pass there, especially the second half.
Well, congrats on your race win here tonight. And you want to thank for your first win of the season?
Yeah, 213simware.com, revsimshop.com, Blink Designs, that's me. Hit me up if you want to paint. PBR Racing, and all my friends and family. Thank you.
Well, like I said, congrats on your win here tonight at North Wilkesboro, and we'll see you next week at Darlington.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Bobby Blowers in that first place spot and first win of the season and gained some points here on Pacey Wygant, who's finished up in second place in that 0-0 machine. Hello, Pacey. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you round out in second here tonight. Had a chance at the win there late. Just wasn't able to get around Bobby up there on the inside. Just talk us through how hard was it to get to just clear anyone on the inside lane, especially when they're just defending well on the outside.
Uh, I mean, it wasn't too hard in the beginning, but everybody was just trying to save their stuff, and uh, that's the thing about short track racing. One caution leads to another. So,
Mhm.
uh, once everybody started, hit the go button, and that's when it became kind of hard. It was just about trying to set them up and maybe get to the inside in 3 and 4. 3 and 4, you could really work the inside, but 1 and 2 is really quite difficult, and unfortunately, I was doing completely opposite of what I needed to do. So, the end of the day, P2 is still good. Not going to complain. Good points wise. Glad to see Bobby finally got himself one.
Yeah, it wasn't looking too good. You were spun around there. Not sure exactly how many laps it was to go, but it was around 30-ish maybe. Got spun around there off return 4. What were you thinking in your mind right there, going all the way back to the back of the field?
Well, during the wreck, I was thinking, "Oh God, who's going to hit me?"
Yeah.
Somehow everybody missed me, so can't. Props to the entire field for that one. Um, but when I went to the back, I was just kind of hoping nobody was going to pit. That way, I could have the little fresher tires, and luckily, that worked out in my favor, and not a lot of people pit. So I was able to make my way up just using the outside lane there pretty quickly. Um, Followed Bobby through, and then we were having that race. So uh, sucks that caution came out because I would like to see that go green to the end there.
Yeah, it was
But it is what it is.
yeah, it was shaping up to be a really good battle at the end. For that caution, but still second place for you. Anyone you like thank for tonight's good run?
Yeah, I got a shot at Airs Design, PBR Racing, you for broadcasting each and every week. Got a shout out Rodney for putting all this on each and every week. The fiance for allowing me to do this every single week. And massive massive congrats to Bobby on getting the win tonight.
Yep, congrats on your second place, like I said, and we'll see you next week at Darlington.
All right, thank you.
That was Pacey Wajin, our second place finish, and Connor Morris in third place. Led the beginning of this one, but just had a penalty and also just couldn't get back up to the race lead, but still finished up in third on very old tires. Hello, Connor, got a copy?
I do.
In third place, once again, I think third place has been your lucky position, I guess, this season so far. Not in this series, but in others. But still good result here tonight. I think you got a choose cone penalty around halfway. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. Had to work your way through the back of the field. How was that on lap 50?
I was a little bit angry because Casey and Tristan kept racing each other, but then I just like got in my rhythm, found my way back up there, made a couple decisions when to pit, when not to pit, and it just kind of all worked out. The third sort of fell in my lap. I didn't know tires were gonna make that big of a difference, and if that first run had stayed green, I definitely think I could have gotten first, but I'm not gonna complain about another third place. I think this is 4 straight.
Yeah, I think it's kind of what it's like. It's getting up there.
I can get it to double-digit counts by the end of the season. I'm just fine with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, very fun. Very good race. North Wilkesboro is always a good time.
Yeah, still third place is a good finish also, but anyone like thank for tonight's good run?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, my rear tires for not giving out on me because I was abusing them, and that is it.
Yep, and congrats on your third place here tonight at North Wilkesboro, and we'll see you next week at Darlington.
See you then.
As that was Connor Morris, our third place driver. Take a quick look at our results here tonight at North Wilkesboro. And also this race was presented by the PBR Racing too also, but after 104 laps, a little bit extra there. $5 is going to take the race win here tonight. And second, Pacey Wajin, Connor Morris third. Jacob Wilson holds off on those 2 tires and stays in fourth. John Matthews fifth. Wholesaler Kenny Kuko in sixth. Greg Player 7th. Rodney Ayers 8th. Casey Ellis 9th. And George Lesma Jr. rounding out the top 10. Tristan Berry in 11th. And Jimmy Minch 12th. And Brendan Stout in 13th. And like I mentioned before, next week they go to Darlington for 125 laps at Lady in Black in South Carolina. So we'll see you then.